Technical text. Speaking of penis, this dude legit in a dinner when I was picking up food showed me a pic of his penis and was like, want to come to my place? I was like, that, needless to say, I was like, what? Needless to say, I got him kicked out. Yes, good job. Good job. I'm sorry that you had to go through that. Like, it's really wild to think about, but legit, like, sending a dick pic, like, y'all may not, men may not think about it like this, but sending a dick pic is absolutely sexual harassment. Like 100% sexual harassment. And I think that a big part of like what makes sexual harassment such a like pandemic, like it is everywhere. I don't think y'all realize how much sexual harassment happens constantly, like on a constant basis. Like it's not just like, oh, like every once in a while somebody gets sexually harassed. No, it's like constant. And especially for women, it's constant. And so, like, I think that one of the things that makes it so constant is that men don't have the education to know that they are sexually harassing women. I don't think that most men think, like, when I send a dick pic to a woman, it is, like, in the same category as if I were to, like, rape a woman. Because both are forms of sexual harassment. Like, I don't think that men think that way, but like that's absolutely the case. Like it's really wild to think and talk about, but like this is the kind of education that, yeah, both are non-consensual. Like this is the kind of education that men really need around sexual harassment. There's an old man that makes very inappropriate jokes toward the female pharmacist. He knows I don't go for his jokes. I'm too deadpan. Yeah, see, like. And what's really, and you can tell that what I'm talking about in terms of education is a big part of the problem when you look at the older generation, because the older generation was educated around like how to treat women completely differently. And so like old men can be some of the worst sexual harassers because like they just feel entitled to like women and their bodies. And so like they'll just like come up and like say horrible things or, you know, like do horrible things. And it's really, really bad. We need more men in the world like you, Tech. Well, so like this is to go off on a tangent real quick. So for my day job, I am a mental health coach. One of the things that I find most rewarding about the work that I do is that I see a lot of men in my practice. And in seeing men, I'm able to help sort of like raise the EQ of the men that I talk to. EQ stands for emotional quotient. It's like IQ, but for emotions. And that is incredibly rewarding work because I have always had an issue with the way that men sort of exist in our society. I think that men have a lot of like gender healing to do. And so being able to work with men and help to like raise their EQ is incredibly rewarding. And like, I feel like I'm making a significant impact like on the world. I admit I send nudes a lot, but the nudes I send have some sort of prior consent. Oh yeah, no, I mean, by all means, if you and your, you know, whoever you're sending nudes to are consensually exchanging nudes, then by all means, please send nudes. On the topic of sexual harassment, it isn't one-sided. I met my wife because she was being a perv, checking me out, stalking me. I knew and didn't care and invited her to pay for my dinner. So yeah, so Diamond Gaming, sexual harassment is definitely not one-sided. There are definitely cases of sexual harassment against men, but it is far more prevalent with women. It's sort of like when people say Black Lives Matter and the dude in the room is like, well, all lives matter. And you're like, yeah, obviously all lives matter, but it's a way bigger problem for black people. And so similarly, sure, men get harassed, but it's a way bigger problem for women. I'm not saying that we should discount, you know, like, I think that everybody deserves compassion. No matter how privileged you are, I think that you deserve compassion. And I think that, like, a big part of our focus needs to be around fixing the problem for women, because women are dealing with the brunt of the issue.